What's up guys, Red Icing Guy back again, and it's time to get back on the subject of Persona 5. This episode mainly focuses on cooperation. What the hell is cooperation? To be honest, it's just the new form of social links. And in this, I'm going to focus on the terms, focus on evidence given so far, and I'm going to just make some small theories off of that. And I'm going to read to you some other theories I read on message boards and forums about what is this new system. Alright, we're going to get into this, but before I even start, I have to say, when I'm making this video, I'm mainly focusing on the new name, cooperation. The definition is when two or more individuals focus on one goal and work together to accomplish it. Seems simple, but there are many ways in which Persona 5 could go about this. I have 3 theories based around the name change, as well as predictions based around the new hardware and game engine coming to Persona 5. Also, I must mention, some sources have said that there will be a statistic system added into the game detailing what answers other gamers have said in certain situations. And we've seen this in Catherine, and if you ever played a Telltale game, you know what this is. Based around this, these are what my theories have come to. Alright, we start off with the first theory, which is multiple people. The Persona series is no stranger to classifying a whole group as an arcana. In Persona 3, there was a student council and the track team. In Persona 4, you had the athletic teams and the art clubs. However, these links always focused on one person of that respective club. I'm using this club group example for a reason. Again, we go back to the definition of cooperation. A group of people acting together to accomplish a goal. Helping only one member of a group can be considered cooperation, but it's not exactly helping the whole group. Yeah, fixing the weak link helps the entire group, but it takes time away from the intended goal of said group. Cooperation may have been implemented as a way to help a group of people. Instead of helping only one person of the group, you have to help all or most of the members. Imagine being part of a drama club, and near the end of the year there's this play that takes place. Depending on who you helped, the play can end in multiple ways. So the only way to get a maxed out cooperation link is to help everyone in the club before that play. Now, this adds more deadlines to the calendar, which wouldn't be a bad thing since niche games tend to cause anxiety more than regular games anyways. Then we have to consider that even though a link that is not part of a group may cause you to correctly interact with other people besides them. For example, to fill out Anne's link, you may have to interact with her family, friends, enemies, to complete the link as a whole. This is why multiple people can work in the new social system, not to mention the new world exploration. Instead of just eavesdropping on a cutscene like we've seen in Persona 3 and 4, you can now just happen upon some gossip while walking around town. And this information can help you find a character, where they are on certain days, because you know that whole tedious runaround when you didn't know if they were available on that day on your first playthrough. This could fix that, and it could reduce so much playtime that was just wasted when you were originally playing both Persona 3 and 4. Since Persona 5 will have a larger map, this is an amazing way to save the gamer from some frustration. All in all, this theory can work, but there are too many loose ends that can ruin it all. So now we move on to the next theory. The second theory, mission-based cooperation. If you played Persona 4, you know the Hermit social link was based around that fox. That fox made you go around the town to complete the social link by completing missions of just everyday, ordinary people. What if they expanded on that ideal for this next one? And that's why it makes sense in cooperation. Instead of cooperation for a group or a person and their family, friends, and enemies, maybe it's just community. I mean, Persona 3's social link system was originally called community, so this can make way much more sense than I can express. In the prior games, there were always those quests or missions, whatever you want to call them, to complete in between or in dungeons for random people about town. What if they combine that with a social link system to where we get something like that Fox social link from Persona 4. So basically what I'm saying is that some side missions are attached to both party members and random NPCs, and they will need to be completed. However, instead of item rewards like the past games, some missions will reward the player with arcana buffs. An example of this would be helping a girl find her lost dog, and once you completed that reward quest, it would affect an arcana in a way. If the little girl was attached to the priestess arcana, then your Ganga persona would receive a buff in attack, defense, magic, XP, etc. While this theory is a little out there, it does serve a purpose. Missions in the previous games almost felt unnecessary. They could be easily overlooked. By combining the mission and social link systems, the player feels compelled to complete them and experience more of the game. Immersion is a big word in the video game industry today, and making yourself feel like a part of an imaginary community will do nothing but increase it. There is one last part to this theory though. If the mission system and the social system have combined, there would need to be dialogue options included. Certain communication choices would have to take place for it to be a true social system. That girl from the example earlier may require convincing that you will help her, or afterwards, when you return the dog to her, there will be options to respond to her gratitude. And this can completely change the buff. It's like the difference between saying, "You're welcome," or "Where's my reward?" And this could shave off a percentage of the buff that goes onto your arcana. It might be complicated and or frustrating, but it could be the new system implemented. I don't know, but it basically feels like I'm spitballing right now. And we get on to the last theory. This is not just one theory. This is a bunch of them, and it's what I've read throughout forums and message boards. I'm not going to lie. There is a chance that social links will be changed completely, and it won't even feel like they're actually in the game at all. And this goes much to the praise of Persona 1 and 2 fans. P1-2 fans would like to see some features of 3 and 4 simply gone, and it leads to arguments on the message boards and forums like you wouldn't believe. I won't leave their theories out since I'm an SMT fan all around. I will include these next few theories for their sake. The first is a return of the communication system. It could work, but I don't think Atlus will simply return to a previous system just to appease longtime fans. Persona 5 will get its own specifically designed game engine, and using that just to return to a simpler style seems like a waste. It would be like if the Fallout series returned to a turn-based top-down shooter for Fallout 5. It just doesn't make sense to me and other fans. The next miscellaneous theory is that cooperation doesn't mean with other human beings, but rather the personas themselves. This Western style of RPG mechanics doesn't fit, where if you use a sword, your sword stat goes up. Think about Skyrim. That just helps me in thinking about it. Doesn't exactly fit the bill for Persona. By the end of the game, a person would have to do way too much grinding to get the rarer arcanas up to snuff with the others. The Judgment Arcana would take forever to complete since it is usually the late game occurrence. Basically, this theory was debunked from the start. And the final theory is even more outrageous. Some, and that's a small sum, think that the social system will be entirely replaced with a statistical system. This is highly unlikely, but I'll go a little bit more into detail about it. In layman's terms, the posters of this theory seek to remove the necessities of the social system to put more emphasis on the story and gameplay. This way that they can play through the game without having to make imaginary friends, and the benefits from that interaction are just automatically a part of the story. In place of the social system, a percentage display of dialogue options other players have answered, similar to the confessional in Catherine, or the Your Choices screen from a Telltale game. For example, it could be a graph depicting how many people chose Paragon, Renegade, or neutral dialogue choices in Mass Effect, even though you always want to punch that reporter. While I do not agree with this theory at all, it might be nice of Atlus to create a story mode option for those who do. But don't ruin the game for the rest of us. So these are the theories I have come up with or read about. Which one do you like? Which one do you hate? Did I miss the ball on this entirely? If you have any source information, send it to me and I will read it. Argue in the comments, I don't care. If any more information or new theories pop up, I'm happy. And if I can get this next video up quickly, it'll be about how the 7 deadly sins fit into Persona 5. So I hope you like this video, and this is Red Icing Guy, signing out.